For a while, I wasn't sure who were the chaplains. We found some outside ministers who were doing chaplaincy work. But gradually, of course, I realised what it was.
Back to Matthew.
And sorry, but back on that question, I was just one feeling that often comes to me when I hear first generation talking a lot and saying when the second generation this and the vanguard and whatnot, I just wonder how does the second generation feel about it, because somehow I feel I get a bit annoyed myself. If I was a second generation, I would begin to feel a bit annoyed that that so much is trying to put in my, because anyway I'm a person who back away from it. But I was just wondering how they feel about it, because recently I've been feeling a bit, oh gosh, if I was a second generation it would really get to me. So I just wonder how they feel about it since they're sitting at the table,
And then during a workshop, if it said to you, go, yeah, and you want to go out and go on the front line somewhere, you just want to go SDF straight away. That's the type of feeling you have, you're kind of inspired. But then often afterwards, the support isn't felt that much, even though people say it. The actions don't always come through, so it's.
The times I really didn't die this time.
I was cooking the food that everyone's enjoying right now, so that's why I wasn't in the meeting. Just a simple kitchen job, just to prepare the food for lunch for everyone. I think the feeling of the meeting is good, but I think the meetings kind of miss the mark. That we ought to be about something, and that's something that we're about ought to be a point of continuity between every meeting, so that we develop that, and that we ultimately reach a goal based on what it is that we're having the meeting about. I'm responsible for Cleeve House for 3 years, and there are little bits of me everywhere in the house, things that I did, like in the library, the panelling in the fireplace. I did that. I went outside and found some wood and quickly measured it and cut it and bunged it in the fireplace, and it's still there now, and that was in 1985. So there are bits of me in the house, things that I did, jobs that I did.
It's actually really interesting to see, I guess, because I thought there are a few ways it could go. It could be either really boring or like it's really overwhelming, but it's actually really interesting to see, I guess, kind of how it's really organised and run, and it's really nice to be able to have some input and to really kind of see the back end rather than just the outcome, but really see how the thinking behind things, and how we want the movement to progress, I guess, and that especially they want our input, which is really good as well.
Yeah, I guess similar to what Ken said, it's nice to just observe and then also feel free to just have our input, share some of our thoughts and our ideas, because essentially that's how it's going to develop if we have input from both sides. So yeah, it's nice.
I'm a South Londoner, so I always see Uncle Frank and Aunt Cecilia all the time, and they're always quite happy and jolly all the time. For some reason, this meeting, they're all focused and like, and then they're going across the points, and then they kind of sit back taking notes, and they're all quite serious. So it's, you can tell there's a lot of business. Not so much business, but they're really trying to kind of invest a lot, and they're kind of serious about their investment. It's not just they're taking it kind of loosely. They're very serious, and they want to make the right decisions for the movement, which is, it's a nice thing to see, I think. That they,